Did you have a bad game week 3? Do you want to get some players that are really scoring FPL points right now? Watch this video till the end to get the best players to target for game week 4. Now starting with the first player on the watch list, guys, the first player that we are planning to bring this week for our FPL team is Rodrigo from Leeds, guys. He's been absolutely doing crazy. He had a great game week 3 performance as well. I mean, it was a bit tricky because nobody expected Leeds to play so well against Chelsea. But they defied all odds, guys, and Rodrigo was instrumental in whatever Leeds was creating. Of course, you also have the likes of Harrison and Aronson, who did really well in attack. But I think Rodrigo has to be the standout pick, guys. He has a lot of goal threat. Now, especially with Bamford out, at least for the short term, guys, I think he will be in quite advanced positions. He's almost playing like a striker. Now, it'll be interesting to see what happens when Bamford returns. But I think Rodrigo at that price, guys, he could be the answer to somebody who's probably not Martinelli at the moment. And if you are looking to maybe downgrade an 8 million player like a Mount, maybe you want to change, let's say somebody like a Bailey to somebody else, maybe a different player for example, then I think Rodrigo is a great option, guys. He has a lot of goal threat. He might not be somebody who will be getting a lot of creativity on the pitch. He might not get you a lot of assists, but he can score goals, guys. I know there's a lot of chatter in the FPL community that his place might not be nailed, but I really don't think so that Jesse Marsch is probably going to take Rodrigo out, especially when he's performing so well, guys. So I think he's pretty much nailed. I think he's a great option to go for. So if you still have a Bailey, maybe if you still have a Neto, for example, in your team, guys, and if you're looking for a replacement, I think Rodrigo is right up there and he should be in your FPL team if you are looking for a budget midfielder. Now coming to a second player on our watch list for this week, guys, it's Ivan Toney from Brentford. Now I know a lot of people are kind of now switching to a front three. I mean, let's say if big at the back is not working for them, I still believe that big at the back is the right strategy to go for because those are the players that can get you clean sheets. Those are the players that can get you attacking returns as well, guys. So I still feel big at the back is probably not to be abandoned just yet. But in case if you're already playing the wildcard, or if you are playing the wildcard this week, for example, let's say if you have 3 forwards up top, then I think Ivan Toney has to be one of them, guys. Of course, you can go for a Haaland and a Jesus, guys. But the third striker, if you're looking at a third striker, I think the best possible option right now is Ivan Toney. Brentford have great fixtures. We know that Brentford and Ivan Toney, that partnership really works along well. We know that he's also on penalties. He will be creating a lot of chances. We know that he drops deep and tries to do a lot of the link-up play. He can score goals as well, guys. And I think he's that centre forward that can get you goals this season, especially considering what happened last season. I think he's a great pick to go for. If you're looking at a third option, maybe if you're looking at a second option as well, let's say if you only have one premium spot, maybe you just have a Jesus, for example. If you're looking at a second striker as well, I think he's a great option to go for. I think you should get him in your team. He's going to score goals. He's going to tick along really nicely. And I know not a lot of people will straight away jump on him, so you can probably take that advantage. Take him in your FPL teams, guys, and get those really good points that he has a potential for. Now quickly coming to our third option, we have Ilkay Gundogan from Man City, guys. I know there's a lot of chatter about Man City and which is the best possible 3 options to go for. I know a lot of people have already gone for Cancelo. They already have Haaland. There is the huge panic in terms of maybe a Haaland to Kane switch as well, because a lot of people are probably reading a bit too much in Pep's comments about Haaland. Yes, we know that he's going to be rotated, but it's not that he's probably going to start every game on the bench, so he's still a decent option to go for. But coming back to the Man City midfield, guys, I think it's a bit tricky right now in terms of which option to go for, because you have the likes of Foden, who's probably getting most minutes, but we are not seeing him getting involved a lot in the Man City goals. He's not getting a lot of returns. Yes, he's involved on the pitch, but that's not translating into FPL points, guys. So what do we do? I mean, a lot of people I know for a fact cannot go to a KDB because KDB is still the best option to go for. You also have the likes of Mahrez and Grealish. Grealish was out in the last game with a slight injury, but you also have Mahrez. Mahrez has not really performed that great, especially in FPL terms. He's not really getting any goals, any assists, and it's not looking very inspiring. So maybe the option right now is Ilkay Gundogan, guys. We know that Pep likes to play with a runner in midfield. We know that he likes to make those late runs in the box. If you see his numbers, his shots in the box are 1.93 per 90, so he's making those runs. His opposition box touches are also 7 per game at the moment per 90 minutes. So that's a really good number, guys. We know that he will be bombing forward a lot. We know that he will get chances. He has goal scoring threat as well. I mean, yes, we cannot probably say that he will give you assists. He will give you a lot of creative potential, but he can score goals, guys. and being a midfielder, it's gonna be an advantage. Now the only issue with Gundogan is that when midweek games come up, when Champions League starts from game week 6, then I think it's gonna be a bit tricky because it will be a bit difficult to predict which players are gonna start in the midfield. My assumption here would be that Rodri starts most games. Then it's probably gonna be one of Bernardo Silva or Ilkay Gundogan, guys. That is the possible rotation, but we've also seen both players playing together last week along with Rodri and KDB. So there could be a slight change in players that are playing in that 11, guys. The structure's probably not going to change much. And guys, there's still a chance that Gundogan and Silva might start more games together. Of course, time will only tell that. But I think he's a great option to go for. He's probably a lot more nailed than the other Man City mids, barring Kevin De Bruyne, guys. And if you want a player who can give you goal threat, who can score an odd goal, I think he's going to take along well. He could be a great option to go for. He's also cheaper than the likes of Foden and Mahrez. So I think you should definitely have a plan, or at least have some thinking about getting him in your team. Let's say you have somebody like a Mason Mount, for example, guys. You have a Saka in your team and you probably already have a Martinelli. So I think in that particular case, I think it's a good option to go for. Of course, he's costing a lot of money, more money than a Rodrigo, etc. And that's a different price point. But if you're looking at an 8 million sort of a price range, guys, and if you want a midfielder, I think Gundogan is going to do really, really well. Now coming to our last option for the Game Week 4 watchlist video, guys, we have Ivan Perisic. I know a lot of people have been hyping him up in the preseason. Yes, he's not started a lot of games. He's only played 111 minutes out of a possible 270. So there is a big minutes risk. There is issue with minutes. Conte has also said that when these midweek fixtures, when the Champions League games start, there are chances that there'll be rotation, and I'm kind of expecting that Sessegnon maybe starts in those Premier League games, guys, and Ivan Perisic might get those Champions League games. So there are chances that we might not see a lot of minutes from Perisic, but from whatever we've seen, guys, he's a risk worth taking. If you already have him in your team, there is absolutely no way that you should probably sell him right now. Yes, there are some potential replacements, etc., but I think the upside, the attacking potential that a Perisic has in FPL from a Tottenham perspective as well, guys, I think that is absolutely crazy, absolutely massive. So you should definitely even think of considering him to buy this week as well, guys. I don't think so he's a really bad option to go for. I know a lot of people start knee-jerking about one player, taking off and scoring a lot of points, but I don't think so that's the case with Perisic, guys. I think he will be attacking a lot. I mean, his positioning was absolutely crazy. If you saw that game, he was almost playing like a winger, almost playing like a striker, a wide attacker as well at times. So it's really promising. It's just, yes, minutes are an issue, but I think you're gonna get a lot more in whatever minutes he plays, and there's a haul potential even if he plays for about 20-30 minutes. So I think there is a lot of potential in Perisic. If you want to maybe downgrade somebody like a Robertson, for example, if you're not happy with the Liverpool defense, which is kind of looking a bit shaky right now, I think Perisic is a great replacement, and I think you should definitely get him in your FPL team. So that'll be all for this video, guys. I hope you liked this watch list, my list of players to target for my own FPL team for Game Week 4. Do let me know what players are you targeting for this game week, which players are you bringing in for your FPL team. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in Sainers next time.